Eureka, I've found it. Hi everybody, my name is Greg Crable and this is my podcast, Something I Learned Yesterday, where I take one issue, usually from the world of publishing, and try to explain it in 3 or 4 minutes. A customer data platform is a system that collects, harmonizes, and combines customer data from across your enterprise to create something approaching a single customer record. Now I have other things to say about that, but let's move on. The CDP is also connected to your website, so it makes a profile for every web visitor. Some people mistakenly think that if you have a web profile for a customer, and then you load additional information about that customer into the CDP, that web profile will be updated or enriched with that new information. Not so fast. There has to be an identifier that's common to both records to allow you to merge that information. For example, if a record from your fulfillment bureau has an email address and the web profile has the same email address, maybe they entered it on a form or signed up for an e-newsletter, then yes, you can merge the records. But here's the part people have a hard time getting. Even if Joe Smith has a web profile, and the very same Joe Smith has a profile in some backend system, the CDP can't merge those two records without a common identifier. Now, people struggle with that concept, so I've spent some time thinking about a better way to explain it. And while I was thinking, I remembered a conversation with my brother about 2 ways to frame an issue. I can't remember the exact example he gave, but here's one to give you a flavor of the concept. I believe this one is from Daniel Kahneman. Imagine you're presented with 4 cards. Each card has a number on one side and a letter on the other. You're given a rule. If a card has a vowel on one side, then it has an even number on the other side. Your task is to determine which cards you need to flip to check if the rule is being followed. Now, the cards you can see show A, 3, 6, and M. Which cards would you need to turn over to check that rule? Okay, I'm sure you can solve it, but it takes a little bit of thinking. Now imagine a scenario involving people at a party. You're told the rule is if a person is drinking alcohol, they must be over 18 years old. You have 4 cards representing these 4 people. One side shows their age, and the other side shows if they're drinking. The cards you see are, the first one is drinking beer. The second one is 16 years old. The third one is drinking Coke. And the fourth one is 22 years old. Which cards do you need to flip? Now, for a lot of people, it's easier to solve the question when it's expressed the second way, because it's relying on things we know and we're familiar with. So my challenge last night was to find a way to explain the CDP issue I mentioned above in a way that's easier for people to understand, to use things that are more familiar with them. And here's what I came up with a little bit of help from ChatGPT. You're managing a party, and you've prepared the guest list. You don't know any of the people on the list, and you don't have their photos. But you have lots of other information about them. You know their names, addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, and so on. The doorman ensures that everyone who comes to the party is on the guest list, but when they enter the hall, you have no idea who they are. You have a very nice database that explains a lot of details about all of them, but you can't match the person to the database until they give you their name or email or phone number. That's what's going on with your offline data and your web visitors. And I hope looking at it that way makes it easier to understand the concept. So that's my thought for today. I hope that was helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if there's any way I can help you with your business, please give me a call or send me an email. You'll see my contact information on the next page. Thanks so much.